Truth Podcast. Hashtag truth. Speaking truth. Yeah, we'll never back down. Hashtag truth. Shining light on the underground. Hashtag truth. Uncovering what they don't want known. Hashtag truth. Uncovering what they don't want known. Hashtag truth podcast. We're never alone.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You guys I love that music too, man. How's everyone doing? Welcome to Hashtag Truth, the last ever Hashtag Truth. We'll get to that at the very end of the show. But I'm here tonight with the one, the only tag team of OVR, Matt Burns and Dalton Riggs.
Yo, brother.
So how y'all doing tonight, man?
Doing great, man. Happy. I think this is my 6th time on the cast.
It might be. It might be. I know you guys have been on quite a while, quite a few times. Tag team champions, like you showed over there, 2-time HWA. Matt, you've been champions with tag teams throughout the years. We're going to talk a little bit about that at a later time during the show, but we're going to start right off with asking the question I ask every person who ever comes on. How long have you guys been in the business, and who started training you?
I have personally been in the business now for 5 years. I got my start. My very first show was in January of 2020, and then didn't wrestle until 2021 because of everything that went down in 2020.
Mr. Ovid got a hold of us at that point.
Yeah. But so I've been in 5 years, and this guy brought me into the business. He's been my wrestling trainer since day one.
Okay.
Me? Oh, Lord. I started wrestling in the 1900s. I actually broke in 98.
They had wooden ropes back then, right?
Yeah. I broke in at a chop shop for Jay Eagle. Norton and Cruiser Lewis and Hunter Thompson were my trainers.
Oh, man. I miss Norton, man. I ain't going to lie to nobody.
He was actually Matthews, my son's godfather. They trained me up. I got to leave there, and I branched out. I've got to work. I worked under the Hardys when they ran Omega.
Nice.
As far as training goes, and this is something anybody listens to this needs to hear, I don't care how long you've been in the business, you can still be trained. So even though I'm getting ready to retire, even if I show up Saturday night, I may learn something from somebody.
Right. I mean, we've seen it. I've seen it enough showing up to a lot of these shows early, being a podcaster, trying to get you guys to do interviews with me. I've seen enough of the locker room that when I show up early, man, and you see people in the ring every day, and you see 20-year vets, if they're not learning something in the ring, they're teaching somebody something. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to get across to some of these young kids. I understand that, but it's really nice when you open the doors before, hour or two before the show, and you see, the younger ones in there learning and soaking up all the knowledge, man. That makes wrestling fun for everyone.
And I mean, if you don't want, just because you can hit a moonsault, don't mean you know how to work. And I see it on national TV now where guys hit a high spot, but they can't tell the story of why they hit that high spot. And to me, if you can't tell me a story in the ring, I don't care if there's 10 people in the crowd or if there's 100,000 people in the crowd. If you can't tell the story, you don't know how to work.
Not only that, but I've been watching. I still watch, even though Hashtag Truth is going to be over. I still watch wrestling all the time. I still go on YouTube. I still go on Facebook. My whole page is 95% wrestlers.
Yeah.
But the one thing that gets me, Matt, is the no selling. Somebody does a move or somebody works on your leg, and 2 seconds later, you're up walking around the ring like nothing happened, man. And they've been working 20 minutes on the leg.
We just watched something the other day. Guy did springboard, double front flip, bam, on the guy, threw him back into the ring. 1, 2, guy kicked out. I'm like, oh, what? I'm like, the guy was dead.
Well,
we live in the one thing about that, Dalton, is we live in the age of WWE now, where you have to do your finishing move 6 times to get somebody down, which I think is totally ridiculous too.
fellas, if you watch this, protect your damn finish. That's why it's called a finish.
Yep.
You
The
know,
Dudley Boys, in the 25 years they were a tag team, no one ever kicked out. Now they were pulled off during like triple threat matches, but no one ever kicked out of the 3D. I thought that was awesome. I just learned that the other day in an interview, man.
yeah, protect your finish. But as
Without a
far as
doubt.
no selling goes, the old school mentality is you sell the first one, I guarantee you're going to sell the second.
People old school like you, Matt, it's on after that, right? After you don't sell the first one.
Unless it's talked about and you know that no sale's happening.
Right.
If it's the Stinger, how you used to no sell Flair's chops when he got his comeback.
Hulk Hogan, when he got to the point where he was shaking his head. Yeah, I got you.
If you sell and you don't tell, brother, there's a cool thing called a receipt, and I'll give you the full detailed one.
Oh yeah, I've seen it a few times at HWA. I ain't gonna lie to nobody.
Itemized receipt.
Itemized.
There you go. All right. Well, I'm gonna get into a few of these. We got Robert Brown, Lafayette, Indiana, in the building. What's going on, Scott? Sorry, it's been a while. Well, you came at the right night because this is the very last episode, and you can say goodbye to my good friend over here, Matt Burns, who is going to be retiring after March 8th. We're going to give all the information about that show here in just a few minutes, as soon as I get through, because they're coming in hot and heavy now.
It's me.
What's happening, Matt and Dalton? Assad said, hello, hashtag Truth Family. Robert Brown said, may I ask how long you guys have known each other? Tell the story while I'm going through these of how y'all met.
We met at the karate school. My son, who is a bit wild and needed some containment, and his doctor suggested something he could focus in on. So we tried karate. And during one of Coach Josh's lessons, Dalton Riggs here,
right?
He did what's called a break fall.
Okay.
And when he done it, my head kind of went bing. I was like, I know how to do that. That's a bump.
It was pretty much just taking bumps. Bam, learn how to fall down without getting hurt so you can protect yourself, get back up and keep fighting.
Now, Matt, the first time you heard him teach, did he do the rhyme? Did he do the rhyme?
I will be honest. He has been rhyming since I knew him, because and I'll give him credit where credit's due. I am a first degree, possibly getting ready to test for my second degree. That is his decision to make.
Nice.
He is a 6th degree, which is, and I'm gonna put him over. At his age, being a 6th degree is actually a very big deal. It's almost as big as I can't say that live. But anyway,
you just don't want to meet him in a dark alley with him being pissed off, is basically what you're saying, right?
Yeah. And the way he teaches some of the younger kids is he puts it in a rhyme so they can remember the rhyme.
Someone grabs your shirt. What do you got to do? You got to grab your wrist, step, and twist. Pow.
Come on, do the whole thing, man. Do the whole thing.
So he's been rhyming all the time, and when he do,
wait, I don't rhyme all the time, but when I do, it's true.
There you go. First time I ever saw you two do a promo and he did that, I thought it was, and then he did it continually, and I thought, oh man, this is gonna stick. Now every time you open your mouth, I'm expecting it. Which is cool. And you did it for the promo for this coming show too. Right. I mean, right on cue, man. It was awesome. Matt, we've got to talk to you about something that before I even knew you, I knew something about you. Okay. Cool. My really good friend Chuck, everybody knows him as Ivan M. Righteous, was telling me about this guy who had this bag with 1 million things in it.
Yep.
If you only had 7 wrestlers show up and Matt Burns showed up with them, you had a full schedule, because Matt Burns would come out for 7 matches with 7 different gimmicks. It's called the gimmick bag. Tell me about it, man.
Okay, the gimmick bag. Here's what happened. When I started really getting into the business, a guy who Norton Lewis taught me how to wrestle. There's another guy named Brody Chase who taught me psychology. And he's the one that really taught me how to break things down, make them make sense. And one day I had a character that I had planned out, and I had this, and I'm 19 when this happened, or 20. And it was the dumbest name ever. I will never forget the name. I wanted to call myself Sid Savage. It was horrible. But
Okay.
and
I've heard worse.
Brody said, yeah, like Ryan Manis. Oh, anyway.
Oh, dang, that hurt.
Anyway, he said, "Who is Sid?" And I tried to explain it to him. Well, during this conversation, he explained to me that when you go to the WWE, and at that time, WCW was still a thing.
Right.
WCW was picking up steam. He said, "What if you go to WCW and they sign you to a 5-year deal? However, the only catch to this contract is you got to be a cowboy. Can you be a cowboy? Because when you go to those bigger companies, you don't tell them who you are. They tell you who you are. The best example of that is obviously Mick Foley, who was Cactus Jack for years, but when he went to WWE, he had to put the mask and be Mankind.
Right, right.
So I decided, being a student of the game, I was going to learn to be everybody. I was going to be the crazy guy, the stupid guy, the homo guy, the hardcore, which I know I'm the hardcore guy.
Right. The luchador,
Luchador.
Right.
I wanted to learn everything. And now, thanks to him, I got the karate guy in the back.
So some of
There
them
you
are
go.
more believable than others.
Some are very more believable than others. Even when I was hot
Right.
on Matt Burns,
Right.
hot stuff, Matt Burns.
Yeah.
I came out in freaking zebra print tights that were, they were actually cheetah print. My fat butt put them on and turned into zebra tights.
So I gotta ask this, because you guys both, I mean, you Dalton being in karate and being the master and teaching him, and then him being the master in wrestling and teaching you.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have a love not only for sport, but you guys love contact sport. So I've got to ask, is there any UFC type stuff in the future? I know you do karate, I know you do wrestling. Combine those, you got UFC. Is that the next step for you, Dalton?
It's a better question for you, not me. I'm 45.
See, I would say no.
Okay.
I don't ever want to say
But
no.
you
I
never
don't
say never.
Never say never.
Never say never. Okay.
So,
I would
if something
do
popped
one.
up, I'll do another MMA fight.
I would do one just to say I fought in the cage as soon as my mom or my wife, whatever you want to call her, my mama, if she says yes, then we will. She's giving me a mean go to hell look on the other side of this camera, Scott. But
I'm going to try to get you in trouble before the end of the night, Matt. I'm just saying, because I know both of them are within the earshot.
Well, I've been married for 57 years. I ain't nothing I can't do to get in trouble. I'm playing. I love you. But
if you guys see the big circle with the different colors, and you know what happened. Matt got knocked out, and we had to go to commercial. So
I would probably do one cage fight just to say I did it. If he said it, if he okayed it,
right.
He could right now, because dude dropped like a lot of weight. And
Okay.
he's looking good. Yes, you are.
So I got to ask both of you a question, and I'm going to ask in your respective sports. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Dalton, who taught you the most about what you do, karate? I know it's more than just karate. There's different kinds, but who taught you the most?
So on the journey in martial arts, it's always evolving from one thing to the next. My first set of instructors were like legit insane. We got one who was on Chuck Norris's sparring team.
Oh, wow.
And the other one, she was on the Taekwondo Olympic team in year 2000, and undefeated in karate tournaments for the decade. She was won the most diamond national championships than anybody else ever. And so Rick and Nikki Lee were my first two. And the one person that kind of took me personally under their wing and to the next level was this short little Filipino woman.
Okay.
And she's bad. And, Coach Apple. And she was,
Woo.
yep.
She was, yeah. You got to tell him. You got to tell them a story about the time you had to fight Nikki.
Uh-oh.
You see, at one point in time, I wasn't the top of the totem pole. I was the bottom of the totem pole, and I was one of the young, fresh 15-year-old instructors. And this had been about a 5 to 8 year period where Nikki did not spar. She wasn't on the mat. She wasn't training. She was running the business. And we're out there strapping our pads up, putting gear on, ready to fight. And we look over, and she's over there putting pads on, gearing up. I'm like, what's she doing?
Now, who was the first? I want to know who was the brave one who spoke up first and said, "What are you doing?"
Nobody.
Nobody.
We knew what she was doing. They looked at me and said, "You gonna gotta fight her first." I said, "Uh-huh." And then they started hyping me up, like, "Dude, you're 15. She hasn't sparred in like 8 years, man. You're good. Hey, she's gonna be rusty." I was like, you're right. You're right. Let's go. Bump gloves, ready, fight. Pow! Just her specialty move was an axe kick. And before I could move, her foot was up here. I was like, huh? Bam! Came down and just knocked me on.
You kind of got Karate Kidded before you could even start, right?
No, like,
Oh
I didn't know we started. See, I didn't know
I
we
wasn't ready.
Hey man, in a real fight, they ain't gonna walk up and say, "Hey man, 3, 2, 1, let's go." You got to be ready.
That happened to him too. I knew who he was bumping gloves with. We were at a training session with other people from other schools, and there's one guy. You look at him at first, he looks like he's a homeless guy. He looked like he just walked in off the street. But I knew him. I knew he was a living legend in karate. He didn't. So he bumped gloves with this 60-year-old and just started doing the old man respectful, "Hey, I'm gonna go pow." You just kick me?
Did you do?
Which one
Did you do the Ric Flair fall after that, Matt? Did you do the Ric Flair fall?
That was he made me do it, and Coach Rick made me do the Ric Flair fall. However, Scott, just a funny side note, I'm the only person to do a sound effect taking my black belt test. I had to do a low kick, and a worker kicked in, so I made the sound. But I passed.
Oh God! Have you ever done that in a tournament, Dalton? Went to do a karate move, forgot you were doing karate instead of wrestling, and slapped your hip or your leg, or
I have. Now I've also had to remind myself in the ring. We're wrestling.
Okay, I got you.
Don't
I was trying to do the reverse though. Have you ever done? Now my favorite move you do is when you sling somebody into the corner and you do your little hop and jump or whatever you do, and you look like you're about to do a splash, and then you just poke them in the eye. Have you ever done that during your karate tournaments or something? You're like,
dude.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm not wrestling.
He hadn't done
close
that.
to it.
But I will verify there has been quite a few guys who came up to Dalton before our match and was like, "Yo, dude, this is wrestling, don't kill me." Yeah. So
Right.
Yeah.
Now that's a good question. Missy's got a really good question. Because Matt's retiring, does that mean you're retiring from wrestling, Dalton? I mean, you guys are always a tag team. I mean, it's a legit question.
I've done a few singles matches at HWA. I did work a couple times under a hood just to get some exposure and get some practice in.
Okay.
Just like the UFC question, just like the MMA question, never say never.
Say
Right
never.
now, I've opened up my own dojo teaching martial arts. So I'm taking a step back from pretty much everything else other than just diving in full in on that business.
I've skipped so many of these. Let's go back and catch up on some of this.
We're good. Let's do it.
Robert
What the hell did I
said,
say?
"No way, this is the last one. Miss you, Scott. You dope. Thank you very much, Robert. I will talk about all that at the end of the show. I promise
Yeah,
you."
you write any Ebonics.
Bobby Lee said hello from WrestleCast Podcast. Y'all go
What's up,
check out
Bobby?
Bobby Lee.
Bobby
Go check
Lee.
him out. He is awesome. He does Tuesday nights at 7:00. Go look for WrestleCast Podcast on YouTube. Robert Brown said, "Matt and Dalton, if I may ask what kind of music you like, my magic question since I left my brother Scott, and he knows to follow. What music do you like? And after that, I'll ask the follow up.
Dude, I love old school music, me personally. I still like my rock, and our music was sung by a band called Shaker, who gave us the rights to use that. We're the only band that can, or the only tag team that can use their music.
Awesome.
So that's cool because that makes us a little bit more original. I still like rock, and I would have to say rock and metal is probably my two favorites. I still rock my contemporary Christian music, but
right.
I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Same.
Same. I grew up with 80s hair metal, so that's still my go-to whenever I get, where I want to just sit back or if we're in the car, me and the wife, she'll do the same thing. She likes it. We'll just blast it full blast going somewhere. But yeah. Do you like Tupac? That's the follow-up question he always asks.
Greatest rapper alive or dead.
Listen,
Greatest rapper of all time.
he ain't
Of all
alive.
time.
But
There you
TikTok,
go.
you look at him on
Hold
TikTok,
up.
that guy look like he might.
Hold up, Scott. Biggie or Tupac?
Biggie or Tupac? Biggie. I'm a Biggie fan, dude. Come on now.
Wow.
I'm a
I
Biggie
respect your
fan.
opinion. I
Sorry.
respect
I'm
your
East
opinion.
Coast, bro. I'm all East Coast.
I respect your opinion. Hey,
I'm
everybody-
East Coast.
hey, I'm a pot guy, but hey, I like.
I don't like the East Coast, West Coast thing that was going on with everybody shooting each other, but
Let's
I'm East Coast, man. I'm East Coast. Robert said back when we were talking about Sid Savage, he said that don't sound bad at all.
It was Sid Vicious and Randy Savage. That's where I got the name. If anybody's
There
curious.
you go. Cowboy Bob said much respect from a fellow martial artist.
Hey,
Brandon Ledford said the final episode of hashtag True Silently. Again, I'll get that at the end. By the way, your HWA fan club vice president is here.
Ooh.
Awesome. And Big Nasty said, why these guys retiring before I get to
I
kick
have
their
heard so
asses?"
much about you, but I've never got to get in the ring with you. Oh, it sucks. And I mean, I ain't trying to be funny, but I've never got the chance to work with this guy. I have seen him on YouTube. I saw him when he did the I think I showed it to you. Him and AJ Frost did a fight at a farm. And I think he's in AWA, correct? That's where his home or where
Right.
yeah. I've heard so much about you, brother. I mean, I really wished I could
He
have
does
worked
NAWA and EPW a lot too. so.
PW, yeah. Yeah, Big Nasty, brother. I can never say never, but right now it's time for me to walk away. But brother, I did want to work with you. I saw your stuff. I felt like me and you could have done something because big man versus big man, it always works.
And it's always fun to watch you two because you'll make it comedic, and he'll be the big bruiser or whatever. Misty said, "Hey Matt, hate to hear you're retiring. I appreciate all you've done for the business. You will definitely be missed," and I second that. Even outside the business with other wrestling things, the E-Feds, I'll tell you, we're gonna miss you. Everywhere else, man. You guys, you taught us a lot in E-Feds too, man. For those of you who don't know, it's like a promoing league type thing. So these two over here taught me a lot about promoing during that short time we promoted against each other. And I got my butt handed to me a lot. So
Hey,
it was all good.
hey, it's all a thing, man.
Tyler Adcock said, "What's good, boys?"
Tyler.
Luke Childers said, "How y'all doing, gentlemen?"
Great seen him in a minute.
Chris Thunder Anderson said, "You were in a bar and you had to fight your way out. It's you and you two and four other independent wrestlers against 100 guys. Who you guys picking? You only get 4 picks.
4 guys. Okay.
4 guys
We
right
get
now
2.
in independent wrestling.
We get 2 because
Oh, no.
we're picking each other.
You and 4 others. Okay.
Okay,
we
you
get
get
4
4.
more.
You get 4. I get
Yep.
4.
Yep.
Okay. So obviously I'm picking Dalton as my second.
Right. I mean, that makes sense.
I'm actually gonna take Thunder because he's powerbombed me so hard one time my kidneys bounced off the ceiling.
And not to mention the elbow stomp.
Dude, Thunder hit me so hard one time I didn't sell it till I got to the locker room. But I love
That
it.
bad.
And let's see, my 4th, I'm gonna go with Chris Hammer because he can chop the snot out of him.
Right. And he can make a comic. You 3 together could make it all comedy, and Chris would come in and just wipe it up.
Who would be my last guy? I'm running through so many names. I've been around. New Jack. I'm taking New Jack because he'll just cut everybody.
I thought for sure you would have picked your old tag team partner. Nothing against Dalton, but
Oh, Rage. God bless. That's a toughie. Rage will kill somebody too, man. But
right.
as far as getting out of a bar,
I'm going to be asking about him later on. So
leaving in a bar, knowing that I got to get out, I'm probably going to take the guy that'll stab everybody.
yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. Well, I mean, you got a guy next to you that can break an arm in probably 20 different ways. So you're good to go.
You got 4. Your turn.
My 4.
All right, let's see you. All right.
Dalton Riggs.
Brandon Ledford said country music, AC/DC, Bruce Springsteen. Okay. Missy
Guns
said
N'
you can't
Roses.
go wrong with Guns N' Roses. Okay. Yeah, November Rain. Love that
I
song.
might take my wife in the fight.
Chris said, happy retirement, Matt. Sad we don't get to go.
I
one more
love
time.
Thunder. Dude, I'll be honest with you. When I met him, I was so scared of him. I was a young kid, and everybody kind of pumped him up. I was being ripped that
Right.
Chris would hurt you if you screwed up a spot. And
Right.
the first time I worked him, he was in a tag team called Thunder and Lightning. And,
That was
and
convenient, wasn't it?
yeah, well, and Brody ripped me so hard that Chris would hurt me if I blew a spot. So I was this was at WWC in Greenville, South Carolina. I was so focused in on making sure I didn't blow the spots. I half-assed sold them because I was trying to remember the next one because I was so scared that Thunder was going to beat me down. Or no, I'm sorry, not Thunder Lightning. They were the Foundation.
Foundation. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. The Foundation. And I bet you got a nice little talking to in the back.
Dude, but he beat my ass and he told me why he beat my ass. And I got mad respect for Thunder. I will
Right?
always
I always do too.
I will
man.
roll the red carpet out for that man any day of the week.
Right. Sean Duffy, my West Coast connection, said a little late, but hello and good evening from Fallon, Nevada, the West Coast connection, and your nemesis, Ted E. Bear.
What's up?
Missy said they don't always rhyme.
But when they do,
It is true.
It's true. There you go. I know he is retired, but I would have thought they would have picked Big Country.
I
Oh,
love Big Country. God, I miss
there's
Rob.
so many people. I mean, with thousands to pick from, and you've wrestled with thousands of guys by now.
I have.
It's hard. It's hard,
He
man.
really is. And that doesn't mean no disrespect to anybody because I
Right.
love this business.
I mean, if we sat here and said seriously, and I'm gonna put you on the spot at the end of the show, so we'll just wait.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you on the
Yeah.
spot.
I'm fine.
No Blade and Thunder. We were the original Foundation. Yep.
Sorry. My bad, Chris. I'm old.
Chris Thunder Anderson said thank you for that very much. All right, now that we're caught up, I got a few more questions. Matt, how many through the years? How many tag teams and factions can you remember being a part of?
Lord have mercy.
Now we just talked about one of your ex partners, which you guys scared
Rage
me to death.
Davidson. Me and Rage with the Evil Inc. was really a big thing. Me and Rage, we were more the hardcore, hit you with a chair in a minute thing. And I love that gimmick because the one thing I'll put this up against anybody, I really will, is a lot of these cats, and you've seen it, you're on YouTube a lot of these guys, they do these dang gum death matches in front of 12 people and they beat each other with light tubes and they nose sell them. They can't hang on our level. Because even though me and Rage did the barbed wire, no canvas stuff, we told a story.
Right.
And a lot of these guys, they can't. And I'm not putting a bad name on deathmatch wrestlers because if that's your game, then you do it. But
Go ahead and tell us about that match you invented too. So go ahead and tell us about that while you're already talking about it.
As far as factions and stuff, brother, I've been through so many I couldn't tell you. But the whole story behind the Reaper's Playground was a joke because it was not like a joke, but we were joking backstage because I had worked a show in Virginia a couple years when this happened that we did a no rope match.
Okay.
And it really opened you up because you don't understand how much you use the ropes so they're not there.
Right.
So I wanted to bring that to UIW because when we booked UIW, our whole thing was to be different from everybody else. We wanted to be the ECW of independent wrestling. That was our plan. Well, unfortunately, the ring that we had, you couldn't take the ropes off in the foundation hold of the ring.
Oh, no.
So I'm sitting beside Ray Davidson. He goes, well, to hell with it. Let's just tear the whole apron off. I said, well, fine. We'll wrap the ropes in barbed wire. And then we both looked at each other and went, ooh.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
And that's literally how the Reaper's Playground was born. And those were some violent matches. I mean, you didn't wrestle the next week after that, bad boy. You took a minute to breathe.
Now you were asked way at the beginning of the show, and I kind of skipped it because I thought it was too early to ask that. But let me find it real quick. You were asked, what has been your hardest match by Mary?
Man, I couldn't tell you. I've been in front of,
what is your most memorable match outside of what you and Dalton, because that's right now, here and now, last couple of years.
Winning the tag team belts with him was a big deal to me.
Right.
Because bringing him in and doing that match and seeing him win a championship with me was a big deal.
Right.
Because he's helped me out a lot more personally than most people know.
Right.
And that's neither here, I don't want to bring that out here, but I did get to work in WCW as a dark match. I got my ass kicked by William Regal for 6 minutes and 32 seconds. I'll never forget that. That's memorable to me.
Got a left hand you'll never forget, I bet.
So that European uppercut. A quick funny story. Terry Taylor was our agent for that match, and he told me, he said, when he puts the Regal stretch on, don't hesitate, just tap. I had no problem doing that because it hurt like hell.
He was stretching the crap out of you, wasn't
he? But man, I've got lucky enough. I've been in the ring with the Hardys. I've been in the ring with New Jack. I've been in the ring with the Barbarian. I've got to work a lot of names, and I don't mean that rude. I'm just saying
you're not name dropping when you're coming to the end of your career and you're looking back. That's not name dropping,
with the
bro.
Rock and Roll Express. I got to be chokeslammed by the Big Show. I got a lot of memorable moments in the game. As far as most memorable, I couldn't tell you. The business as a whole, from 1998 to 2025, I have had so many memories that will carry me a lifetime. And I can't pick just one because I love wrestling. It was there when I didn't have my lovely wife, Heather, that I have now. It was there before I had my best friend and brother, Dalton, from my sister from another mother, Ashley.
Right.
I didn't have all these things, nor none of my children. I grew up kind of rough, and wrestling was my escape. So being inside that ring,
and it helps that you were good at it.
Dude, I appreciate you saying that. I do, because
every time I've ever seen you from the moment I've met you, I'm telling you, man, if you guys have not seen, and I'll put Dalton in there too. If you guys have not seen both of these guys together as a tag team, and the way they operate, it's comical. Sometimes they're serious. Sometimes they're totally hilarious. It's the gambit. And if you pay attention and you're not one of them wrestling fans that shows up to a show sitting on your hands and got tape over your mouth, you're going to have a good time. I guarantee you, you're going to have a good time. As much as I wanted to hate Dalton Ridge and Matt Burns every time they came out, I was one of the loudest guys that booed them. I talked about their feathers on their jackets. I talked, they'll tell you.
$5,000 robes.
Right. I gave them the business, but, they made it fun to watch. They gave you something to invest in. Definitely. But before we get too deep, I want to go ahead and go over the show, because if we forget, I've got a lot of people. I have a lot of phone calls. Yeah, right. So the match is coming up on March 8th, but let's go ahead and talk about the show itself. March 8th for HWA 217 Gilkey School Road, Rutherford, North Carolina. Doors open 6:30, bell time 7:30. It's going to be a benefit show for Killian Thomas. I don't know the whole story, but you can see the baby is sick. She's got some medical problems. And all proceeds for that show will be going to Killian and her family. I believe it might be a he. I'm probably messing that all up, but it's going to the baby. As you can see on the left, you see the wrestling poster itself. Spotlight Scotty Brooks is on the poster. Vinny Valentine, Myrick Moore, the usual suspects, who will be the last match for OVR. If there is a never, it will be your last match against them. I'm going to go ahead and quickly go through the matches that they have displayed. We got Heath James versus Primetime Dugar.
Heath, wow. Primetime. Hey, Primetime was, dude, the kid has got so much potential. Oh, my God, Primetime.
I can't. This is going to be a good card. This is a really good card.
Jamie Lee, yes.
Jamie Lee versus Chase Lovelace. Now, these two have fought before many times. I've watched them personally, and I imagine this one's going to be no
one of the greatest independent wrestlers alive.
Right, without a doubt, man. Brandon said, "Oh, now this is a compliment. OVR reminds me of the New Age Outlaws." There you go.
I like it.
You didn't know? You better rhyme out time.
All right, let's go. The next match is Fafo versus Squeaks the Clown.
We hit him in the face with our knees.
Kid Chaos versus Vinny Valentine. That's going to be a hard.
If you people don't pay to see this card, doing my fat butt or not, that match right there will sell. God bless.
Right. Another tag team match for that night is going to be the War Dogs versus JC Youngblood and Striker.
JC Youngblood, Striker, all the way. Ryan Menace is a weenie.
And of course, OVR versus the usual suspects. This isn't the first, or if never is not never. This won't be the last time you guys will ever see.
Hey,
oh my goodness!
I'm gonna be real for 1 second, Scott.
Go ahead, man.
Crocker is one of the biggest tickets in independent wrestling right now.
Oh man, I love him. His heel. I think he's one of the best heels in the game. He plays it so well. I mean, all the way around. Whether it's crybaby heel, whether
He's
it's
got a bright future ahead of him.
Oh yeah,
he really does.
Him and Luke are the two that I've been watching the most here lately. Him and Luke Fury. So
Luke Fury, good Lord! You know what's funny about Luke is he's like little bitty, but his feet are like size 15s.
He's gonna grow into him, man.
I love you.
He's gonna hit that growth spurt. You know he is, man.
Big time.
Missy said, "I've always enjoyed OVR at Matt's best tag team, as Matt's best tag team." There you go. Chris said, "I also enjoyed working with Matt. We worked a lot at WWC with Brody, other places too. Always a pleasure."
Yeah, I mean, Chris is one of the ones. If I'm gonna say it, I probably said it before, but if you're in a locker room with Chris, go talk to him. He's gonna teach you something.
Oh yeah,
Chris has always been one that I could go to and be like, "Hey, brother, this is what's wrong. Can you help me?" And he would help me. He would make me feel.
That's the easiest part, Matt. The problem is trying to walk away because he will talk to you for 4 or 5 hours about wrestling and not miss a beat.
Hey, I will too.
And that's a compliment. I'm not saying anything bad. That's a compliment, man, because you will sit there and you will be so enamored in what he's saying. You'll be like, "Oh, wait a minute. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, the main event's over. Wait a minute."
Yeah.
I didn't even get to watch the
He's
show.
a good dude. I love him to death. Still scared of you, Chris.
Luke's got a great question, man. You guys got to go check out Luke Childers on the bottom line. He said, "What is the one tag team that you two would come out of retirement to wrestle?"
Triple H and The Undertaker. Oh, man. There's so many good tag teams right now. I couldn't tell you, man. I mean, there's a lot of hot. I would give the South credit right now. We got a lot of hot talent. Like if Luke Fury ever did tag up with Caleb, I might have to come out to beat them up. But
oh wow, that would be a huge, because one of them would have to change because Luke's usually baby, and you know usually. But
I don't know if Tatum's ever been a good guy. Do you, Scott?
if he did, he was not near as good as he was.
He's got a face only a mama. He got a face for radio.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I got to ask y'all, what y'all think of John Cena's heel turn at Elimination Chamber? Magic.
10 out of 10. That was
Magic.
Beautiful.
It was magic.
Storyline writing. AEW.
I did not see it coming at all. I was like, oh my gosh.
You better not heel turn on me.
Listen, I thought it, and I was like, nah, they ain't gonna do it. Nah. They did
I
it.
didn't even think about it because he was back there after he said the big F you to The Rock, and he was back there cheering and all that. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess he's not going to turn. And then it happened. That was so cool. They did a good job on that. I have to admit. They said that only 3 people knew that was going to happen, and they kept it that big of a secret. So
that's beautiful. That storyline writing, fellas.
Yeah, that's what Triple H was saying.
That whole show, even the opening of the show.
It was a damn good show. I didn't like Bianca winning for the girls, but besides that, I enjoyed the show.
When Jade Cargill come out and beat up Naomi, oh my goodness! I've got a bad back, and I was jumping up and down off of this chair. It was good. It was good. Yeah, the uncensored. Yeah, I mean, every once in a while it's going to happen. I don't condone it all the time.
It's not the uncensored part that got you. Is the fact that he said it.
Yes.
We're in this era where you don't have to cuss every other word. But the one time he does it, that's why it made so much impact.
It did. And the face The Rock made was magic, like, oh, okay.
He's not going to say it every week. That's what I'm saying. Just because he said it that one time, you're still talking about it.
Right. Exactly. Now, speaking of that, kind of segued into my next question, man. What was your favorite storyline that you was ever a part of? Both of you, either one of you.
You want me to tell the Kermit the Frog story?
There you go. That'd be perfect. We were talking about this just before the show came on.
So, okay. This is just you younger guys can pay attention. We did a gimmick at WWC where I couldn't beat anybody. I lost to everybody for about 8 months straight. It didn't matter what happened. I lost the match. I came to the ring one night with a 4-foot Kermit the Frog stuffed animal. And I tell the crowd that I finally found somebody I can beat. I do a match with this damn stuffed animal. I hit it with every move that is on TV at the time. The stunner, the rock bottom, the Goldberg jackhammer. I'm hitting it with everything. But then when I drop down to pin him, the referee looks at me and goes, "It's a stuffed animal. You're an idiot." So finally, I give the Kermit the Frog a big power slam. And I go to the top rope and go for the big Macho Man elbow, right?
Right.
So I jump for the elbow. The referee pulls the Kermit the Frog out of the way. I land. The referee throws the Kermit the Frog on top of me.
1, 2, 3.
And slides out. So
that's awesome.
I put a stuffed animal over in front of maybe about 85 to 100 people.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. It's always entertaining when you guys show up, either one of you, man. I have to admit. And the thing that I love now is that with Dalton's influence, you guys are kind of putting like karate type moves in your wrestling, and your double team moves, stuff like that. And we
both study and we watch moves, and then we come to each other and go, "I've got this idea." And then we take it to the next level. And then one of us will go, "You know what would be funny?" That's how most of our stuff starts.
Like, hey, we should do this. We can hit that. We bam. But you know what would be funny?
I would love to see, and you never did it, but I would have loved to have seen you pull out your stick during the match, Dalton, the stick that you use at your wrestling, and go total Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle in the middle of the ring and just knock everybody out with it. Because people don't know, if they don't know you, they don't know that you are lethal with a stick in your hand.
Are you a Power Ranger fan?
Yes, very much so.
You know who David Frank is in, right?
Yes. Yeah.
quick funny story. He got his butt kicked by Jason David Frank.
So is that what got you to want to do the stick?
So yeah, pretty
I'll be right
much,
back.
yeah. When I was
Wow.
4 years old, you know, I was watching Power Rangers, and I'm like, man, that's what I want to be. I want to be a Power Ranger. Green Ranger was my favorite, so that's what I wanted to be. And then fast forward years later, the beautifulness of Instagram and social media, I was on his Instagram feed, and we're going and commenting and liking and sharing stuff, tagging, and just tagged a couple posts like, this is one of my inspirations to be a martial artist. Da, da, da. And then I got a DM, I got a direct message on Instagram that said, "Hey, do you own your own dojo?" And at the time it was, no, I didn't, but I been working there since I was a kid, or been the same place as a kid.
Right.
And it was his Instagram. It was Jason David Frank's Instagram account. And
Oh,
I'm
wow.
going, I'm like, nah, somebody's trolling me. This ain't him. And then,
Right.
then get into the conversation a little bit further. It was him. And I was like, oh, dang, okay. And then, we met at a Comic-Con, and I did a karate class with him at Comic-Con. And because he was like, hey, everybody, I'm going to do karate class in Exhibit Hall A at 2:00. I'm like, yep, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
And so we're standing there, and he's doing, pretty much stuff I do if I go to a beginner class and
Right.
teaching a seminar, people don't know anything, doing punch, kick, punch,
Right.
kick. He says, let me see it. So I was like, you know what? You want to see it. So I was like, I was tearing it up. He just walks over to me and says, hey, man, there's a lot of people in here. You obviously know martial arts. I said, yes, sir. And he's like, you mind if we split them up and you take a group and I take a group? I said, I'll do it. Let's do it. And then we just got to talking after that. And he flew me out to Texas for a week to hang out at his karate school. And they told me, and they were like, hey, he's very old school. We're going to spar today. He is going to spar you. Don't ask to spar him.
Right.
I was like, okay. And then sure enough, we bumped gloves and we're doing some kickboxing style sparring. And I'm going, all right, this is pretty good.
I got this.
But
Okay.
then it was a boop. I was like, oh, there it is. All right, come on. And he kicked me with he got me with a liver shot and just
Oh.
this little flick of the foot. Boop. I was like, ooh, hold on. And he's like, oh, I felt it. I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, you good. I'm tough.
All right, I have to put this up here. I just wanted to make sure you got through with your story and everything. The daddy of the baby the grandpa of the baby just came on and said, I want to thank everyone. This is my grandson. He's been sick, little fella. He's doing some better. His daddy has missed work, so they are struggling. So all this money, the proceeds to the show is going to this gentleman and his family, his family. So there it is again. It's March 8th. It's a benefit show for Killian. Come on out. 217 Gilkey School Road. Doors bell time 7:30. Doors open 6:30. $5 at the door. There you go.
Bang. And if you want to pay extra to help this family out, you can.
Yes. Donate what you can. You don't have to just give the $5. And I'm pretty sure they usually do giveaways and things like that at the show. Raffles and things like that. So, and here's Ben Wright. So the OVR's last match together, I just want you to know, Matt, I've known you for a long time, and I just want you to know it's going to be an honor to step in the ring with you one more time.
Wow, he's being nice.
Yes, the ego has kind of subsided for this one.
You know what? I have known Ben Wright for years, and I want him to know something right here if he's watching. Ben, I know there are times you thought I wanted to kill you, and I did, but it wasn't because of what you thought. It's because you had so much damn potential, but you wasted it you wanted to be the funny guy. That Ben Wright can go when he wants.
No doubt.
Ben Wright can main event any company out there when he wants to.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. On the 8th, I personally wanted you in that match because I love you, dude. I'm gonna beat your ass, but I love you.
Brandon Lefford said, whoa, wait. You got to meet JDF, RIP. Oh, man.
He beat me up.
Jason Frank wanted to give him a job. He was so cool.
Oh man, that's awesome. Scotty Brooks, the
Scotty
HWA
Brooks.
heavyweight champion. Said, "What's up,
What
Burns?"
up? What up, brother?
Brandon Ledford says, "Scotty Brooks, what's up?" Lazarus Black said, "My dudes."
Beat him up a bunch.
What's up, lad?
Scotty Brooks said, "Matt Burns, it's not going to be the same without you, my friend."
I appreciate that. I really do.
Brandon wants to know if we can get Ben Wright on the cam. If Ben
Oh.
wants to come on, all he has to do is let me know. He
This
knows.
is
He
OVR
knows the
time.
deal.
He's probably naked on the couch eating Cheetos right now, man.
See, Ben Wright, I knew it. Ben Wright said we actually have a special start time of 6:45 because of all the raffles. There you go.
We'll add a raffle. You get an autograph of Matt Burns and Dalton Riggs.
Oh man, I don't even get that for the last interview, but that's okay. No, I'm just
We'll
kidding.
send you one.
Awesome. I would love that. I'm gonna go around, lying and telling people, look who I beat in the eFeds. They never won a match against me. I had to teach them all how. I'm just gonna,
See your woman open up a can while we trying to talk. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
uh-oh.
I ain't scared.
You ain't.
I ain't,
You want to be embarrassed?
because I have witnesses. If you hurt me,
Let me know when I need to black out the screen, ma'am. I know it won't take long, but just give me a cue.
God, someone's
This is a
amazing.
bloodless show.
He's only an orange belt.
I'm a yellow belt. Thank you very much.
Hey, bro, even I won't say it. Even I'm not dumb enough to say something about my wife where she can hear me. Come on now.
Yeah, she Ashley knows I love her.
I know. Okay, so why don't we just go there? How did your family feel about you retiring, and was that a big part of your retirement
How do
plans?
you feel about me retiring?
Uh-oh.
It's only the second time.
No, okay. So she's saying it's my second time. I did retire once before, but I didn't retire for this reason. I retired then because I was sick of the politics inside the business.
That's why I'm pretty much closing it down
Sick
is
of,
for that reason.
working for this company, and we had this great show, which they only ran once a month, and we had this great build up where Evil Inc. was tearing the company apart. We were supposed to win all the titles.
Right.
Rage Davison, to his credit, had reached out to a promoter to get us a second ring, and we were going to have a War Games match on the independent scene, which is not a big, not very often.
Right.
And Evil Inc. was going to put this company over strong. But unfortunately, the guys that were involved inside that promotion, they were such belt marks that they didn't want to lose.
I got you. I understand.
So I
how
did
that goes.
retire. Now, however, this time, which I'll be honest with everybody, I'm retiring right now because number one, I'm 45, and number two, I did get COVID last year.
Right.
When I got COVID, after I was tested negative, I still didn't have a taste or smell or taste.
Right.
And then I started noticing during our last few matches together that I couldn't breathe very well during the match.
Okay.
And I went.
Now,
to
is that affecting you in everything, like your karate, your exercise, your gym? Is it?
Most of my karate, he has taken care of me. He's been watching me, making sure I didn't do nothing too crazy. But during a match, like I took heat during our last match, and my heart rate would not come down.
Now, wait a minute. I understand what you just said, but wait a minute. I cannot let you say that without me asking you. You just looked into this camera and said, I don't do anything crazy without asking this man permission. So he agreed to let you put your hand through a ton of bricks for 45 minutes to prove a point?
Dude.
Is that what you're trying to tell me,
Dude,
Matt
Let me
Burns?
tell you this story, Scott Larson. Let me tell you the exclusive. We're at a
Sure, don't
tournament.
break your hand, man. I give you permission.
We're at a tournament, and I'm gonna be honest with you. He's kind of okay. You don't break the table with this comment I'm about to make.
Oh,
He's
no.
kind of like the Ric Flair in the karate world.
Okay.
And a lot of decisions go when it comes to Team SMA Karate.
Okay.
The decisions go through him. There was another school there who their breaker didn't make it. I am
Okay.
standing my fat butt over to the side, being the person that I'm supposed to be, his support team. I don't bother him. I don't ask him questions. I try to stop questions from getting to him.
This is where it's about. There's a butt in here somewhere.
Yeah.
But the guy comes over to me and says, "Hey, you think he can go over here and break these bricks and boards?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I got free reign." I said, "You got free reign. Do whatever you want. He can do it."
That's how I got started.
I remember sitting here. I was sitting right here at this desk working on #Truth, and all of a sudden, you get your little notifications going live. Matt Burns, or not Matt Burns, it said your real name, but
Hey,
doing his thing. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go over and click over, and he's gonna be doing like some Karate Kid type stuff. I click over, and the first thing you do is put your hand through like 7 bricks, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute here. This is a side of Matt Burns I didn't know about, and I mean, you just
I
kept
didn't
going.
know him.
He met him that day
I
too.
did. I got his autograph.
I wanted your. Hey, when I saw you at the next show, did I not say that? The first thing I said to you was, "Man, I want your autograph after all that."
I mean, that's how much trust you got to put in your teacher.
That's
as
good,
far as
man.
karate goes.
Again, I showed up. You two were there, and I was entertained, even though it was on a video. But I was entertained.
But you won't know it.
Well, sold the heck out of that if it hurts you. I'm just gonna say that.
Now the next,
He no showed it until I get back to the hotel room.
I said, "Baby, I got to move on."
Then he had to do that in front of the wifey poo to get some sympathy, right? Oh my hand!
That didn't work.
You know my wife, Scott.
That didn't
You
work.
know my wife.
Hey, baby, no, you did it yourself.
Rub some dirt on it, Matt. You heard
that
me.
damn fool took my liquor. I couldn't even drink. She done drunk it all.
Rub some dirt on it, Matt. I ain't doing
Damn
that.
right.
Put some surplus glue on it.
There you go. Spin on it. It'll be all right. Oh my God, that is so great. That is so great. All right, we have almost done the whole hour, but I usually do name drop, which is by far my favorite segment of the show, but I'm going to do it a little different tonight, and I'm going to put Matt Burns on the spot. Matt Burns, for name drop, give me your 5 biggest influences in the wrestling business.
5 big influences. Obviously, Norton Lewis, Cruiser Lewis, Deion Johnson,
Okay.
Thunder. Believe it or not, Dalton Riggs.
I'd have Dalton in there. Yes. There you go.
Riggs Davidson is a very. I should have put him in there too, but you made a fat man believe in himself.
What was the first? And this will go to all new wrestlers. But what was when you found out that Dalton wanted to learn how to wrestle, or you guys had that talk? What was the first thing you taught Dalton Riggs? What was the first thing that came out of your mouth about professional wrestling?
Body slam. I body slammed him on the karate mats because we were goofing off on the side of the floor, me and Matthew, and I tombstoned my son.
Okay.
Well, another coach who is not as hard as Josh is started talking about body slams. Well, the next thing I know, I didn't even know him that way. He's like, "I'll take a body slam." So I body slammed him on the friggin' karate mats to show him. And from there,
did you take the bump the way you're supposed to, or did you land feet first?
He did. He took the bump. He took the bump.
Okay, good deal. Good deal.
Oh Lord,
that's cool.
He did. He took it really well. That's actually where conversation started.
Lazarus Black said, "I still got my notes from the Matt Burns seminar." There you go, man.
Lazarus, I appreciate that, man. I have never charged for a seminar, Scott.
Man, I've seen you teach every time I see you at a wrestling show, and you're not in the locker room. You're out teaching somebody something, bro.
Even if I leave this business, anybody that wants to reach out to me, please do. I will tell you everything I know.
There you go. High Flying Hillbilly, Dusty Money said, yeehaw, current HWA tag team champions, also two-timer Moonshine
because
Express.
we weren't there.
Actually, Scott, that was yeah, the WWE had a tag team champion, hey, two-timer.
You do it a lot better than me, and I got the missing teeth. I'm just saying.
But missing teeth, hang on.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I am every bit of, and the sad thing is I understood everything that came out of your mouth.
That's true.
That is so sad. But so what would you both of you, I'm going to ask you, Dalton, for karate. I'm going to ask you, Matt, for wrestling. What is the first thing you tell a student when they get on the mat? I know it's not going to be to take a body slam. What is the first thing you tell them about the respective sport?
Ooh, this is a good.
Who's going to go first?
Me?
He's talking about
Wrestling?
Yeah.
Wrestling or for you
I'm
wrestling?
gonna do
For
wrestling.
him?
You wrestle,
Karate.
me karate.
Yes.
Wrestling, the first thing you need to learn is that there is a fine line in the sand between confident and cocky. And you need to learn to walk it, because you can be confident about yourself at 100% of the time, but you also need to be humble and understand that you are not the greatest thing in the world. And at any split second, somebody could take your spot. Learn to be confident in yourself, but also do not be that cocky sumbitch that I'm going to punch in the mouth halfway through the match, just to teach you that even though I'm 45 and I'm fat, that I can take you down.
Right.
Karate.
Before Dalton says his, I cannot agree with you more. If I make somebody mad, this is my last show too, so I don't really care. But that is one thing that I can't stand in real life as a podcaster. When I show up and a wrestler who's an independent level, whether you're a 20-year vet or a 1-year vet, whatever, you come up to me and I'm too good to be on a podcast. Big turn off. You'll never hear from me again. There are some people that's actually done that to me. Or in independence, nobody's ever heard of you. You've only wrestled at one company, and you're going to charge me $100 for you to come on my show. Give me a break and get the heck out of here and get over yourself. Now that I've had that little rant, Dalton.
Whenever students step on the mat, they've got to want it. They've got to want to be in class. Now, there's plenty of parents that sign up kids that need discipline. There's plenty of parents that sign up kids that need that focused attention on something constructive. But the one thing that one of my instructors has always told us instructors coaching is we can teach the best martial arts in the world, but we can't teach want to. You've got to want to do it, then you'll do it.
Darren Gum right.
Okay, so I got to ask you guys this. Have you ever had you mentioned cocky, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Dalton, have you ever had somebody, a kid, tough kid from a tough area, walk in and, he knows more than you do? And
Listen, this hasn't really happened a whole lot.
Okay.
In the 32 years I've been doing martial arts.
Okay.
But
there's always that but.
I had this one kid come in. He was 17 years old, and he was a tall kid. I was probably in my 20s, early 20s then. So not too far off. And he came in and I want to learn how to fight. I said, all right, what do you want to fight for? I want to fight. I'm like, well, all right, do you want to do boxing, kickboxing, MMA, karate fighting? What kind of fighting you want to do? He goes, oh, I already do MMA fighting. I said, well, sweet. I said, where do you train at? Oh, no. I'm wanting to train with you so I can learn it better. He goes, we fight every weekend in the backyard. I said, no. I said,
oh, so he wanted to train there to go and beat real kids up.
Yeah. And then
that's basically what it came down to. I got you.
Then it ended up being you know, hey,
These kids have never watched Karate Kid movies, right?
put pads on and we'll go. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to beat you up. You're 17 years old. Oh, you're scared then.
Oh,
So I put pads on and we had a little go at it.
I bet he changed his tune a few seconds later. I
He
wouldn't
did,
doubt.
and he's one of the ones that never made it past white belt.
All right, now that Mr. Matt Burns is back, we have a special guest who has arrived and wants to chime in. So let's get this.
Man, I'm gonna beat
Mr.
you up.
Ben Wright, one half of the unusual suspects who you will be facing on March the 8th. Let me go ahead and hit that beautiful bean footage real quick before you guys get to yapping back and forth. Here it is. Benefit show for Killian Toms. It's going to be this Saturday, 217 Gilkey School Road. Tickets are $5 at the door. Door opens at 6:30. First match is at 6, or they're starting off the festivities at 6:45 because of all the raffles and giveaways. So get there at 6:30 when the doors open so you can get there and win you some great raffle stuff. And it'll help benefit Killian Toms and his family. And of course, you know, bell time is 7:30 where the show will get kicked off. All right, now Ben, do what you got to do, man.
All right. Well, the doors actually open at 6 o'clock,
Okay.
I believe, and the wrestling starts at 6:45.
Okay, so the posters were wrong, folks. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, the first couple of rounds of posters, because everything happened so quick, yes, they were wrong. Contents was right, just wrong.
Brandon said, hell yeah, Ben Wright. Robert Brown said, Ben Wright, what's going on? And Lazarus said, you know, for someone who hits like a freight train, Ben is one of the chillest dudes in the business. There you go.
You don't hit on no freight train.
I've been hit by a freight train.
I have too.
I have to.
Punch.
What are we on here talking about?
Now, Matt Burns, we were talking about you always being entertaining in the ring and being funny. I have to say, though, I have to give it to Ben over here. He did the funniest thing ever at an HWA show that I've seen. I laughed so hard, I almost got sick when he pulled off Scotty Brooks's boot and sniffed it, and it knocked him out, and he fell straight back. That was just the funniest thing I ever saw in my life.
Scoops' boot. That thing was horrifying.
Oh, but it was great to watch.
Dude, his boot should be like an episode of Oz, for real. Okay, that's right there. Yeah, it's sorry. Technical difficulties with a little kid.
Oh, you good? You good? It's family, man. Don't worry about that. Family, dogs, things like that. We're live, man. It happens.
But here's the ordeal with the 8th is I'm stepping into the ring, me and Caleb with OVR right here, and as much respect that I do have for Matt and Dalton Riggs right there, mainly because you two have beaten it into me, as if I has beaten it into you. That's fine. I'm sad to see you go, Matt.
Yeah,
I really
am sad to go. I am.
Doggone it.
Scott, quit messing with me and my emotions.
Yeah, we want to know what these people got to say.
No. It's just I'm not into all the cussing, and there's a few people cussing in the comments. I'm trying to see if I can get rid of it. Apparently, I can't.
Hey, you are not allowed to say.
Yeah. We're not. I don't like people going Cody Rhodes on hashtag truth. All right, let's just put it that way.
I love Ben. I really do. I'm gonna beat you up on Saturday.
Hey, I'm gonna beat you up too. Hey, just be easy because Dustin left a star on my head.
I'm gonna be sitting in the corner.
No, you ain't.
Now, you two, Matt and Dalton, I will say one thing about HWA. My family's going to try our hardest to get out there because we really want to be there for your last match,
Yes,
like
sir.
we were for Big
Appreciate
Country.
that.
But you guys, talk to HWA. Ben's right here. I will call Joey and pitch a fit at that place. If you guys don't do a promo before or after your match, I'm going to get very, very upset because we like watching you guys. I don't care if it's Ben Wright and his partner going against you.
This guy's gonna talk. That guy. So we just go that way. There's another guy. There's another guy right beside you. Oh, wait, no, this way.
Straight up.
Yeah.
These two guys on my left on the screen. Yes, those two guys.
They were above you.
Above,
Yeah.
whatever.
You're underneath us. Anyway, it's going to be a real
Yeah,
honor
man.
with you guys.
It's gonna be a slobber knocker.
But I don't know if you guys been keeping tabs, but there's another group just right down the road who's been sticking their nose in HWA business. So
We're talking about EPW, are we?
yeah, it's not too far fetched to say they might try to stick their nose where it don't belong.
Hey, Ben, I'm gonna beat you up, Sarah, and I'm gonna beat up Caleb. But do you really think they're stupid enough to stick their nose in? I mean, if me and you got on the same team with Dalton and Caleb, Al?
I mean, yeah, Al, but here's the problem: is there's an idiot by the name of Ryan Man Boobs and that
You
other
gave him
guy.
that name.
Yes, I did.
So
Cities.
anyway, I just need to know that if some stuff goes down, are y'all going to have HWA's back? Final last name?
All day. I mean, I've jobbed out Ryan Manners more times than he's cut bad promos.
I like that answer all day.
I mean, Scott, I'm gonna put you on the spot. HWA or EPW?
Oh, it's HWA all day long, twice on Sunday.
All day.
I love EPW. Don't get me wrong, but I can't say I'm the HWA fan club president if I don't vote for HWA. You know what I'm saying?
You roll with the Caucasians. I mean, the Redskins.
Now, again, I'm going to do the babyface thing here. You know, EPW has its place. It's in Bowling Springs.
It's in Bubbling Wells.
And the quicker they get rid of, the quicker they extinguish Brother Silas, the better. I'm just saying.
Hey, promo war: Matt Burns versus Brother Silas.
Oh,
I would love to see that.
Here's something better for you. Chance Ryder versus TKO in a rap battle.
Okay. Oh, Misty had a really good question. Which side would Luke Fury be on? Ooh,
Luke Fury, let's just put it this way. Luke Fury is the HWA Mid-Atlantic champion, and he is the EPW Carolinas champion. So,
yeah, there's a 50-50 right there. That's a hard question.
Mid-Atlantic.
Carolinas, Mid-Atlantic. Kind of say white boy, but
the minute I wanted to come out to Marion so bad, my back wouldn't allow me to do that. But I wanted to come out to Marion so bad. That was a great card, and I heard great things about that show. So, and Luke winning the Mid Atlantic Championship, I was so happy and proud of him. I'm not going to lie.
hey, Luke Fury is the future of the business.
Yes, very much so.
Guys, it's been good talking to you, but I'm going to bed. So,
All right, guy.
Nice. Sleep tight. It's gonna be right on
If you don't
Saturday
see you
night.
Saturday,
I want y'all both at your 100%, so don't pull a Hemi. Hammy.
All right, man. Good night, bro.
You hurt my feelings.
He said, "Don't pull a hammy."
I might pull one getting up. I can still beat him up.
Oh, there you go. Without a doubt.
What the hell you got? Oh,
No doubt whatsoever.
all right.
So let's ask a few more questions and then we're going to get out of here. I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to go and check out Raw or the last of it anyway. If you're into that thing.
Why you
Because-
thinking? My wife took my liquor, Scott.
Do something about it.
I got nothing for you, brother. I got nothing for you. Don't pull me into your mess, Matt Burns. Don't pull me into your
Pick a
mess.
side, Sky. Pick a side.
I see Dalton Riggs is being very quiet next to you and just shaking his head. So yeah,
You're mean.
I can take a hint, Mr. Dalton Riggs there. I'm not getting involved in this.
I am totally sober.
So all right. So other than Matt, Dalton Riggs, and your other tag team partners, who is your favorite guy to watch? Or if you go to a show, who is your favorite guy to watch in the Indies?
Are you talking Indies or you talking WWE?
Indies. Indies.
Indy? What do you think?
Well, to me, it was watching big country matches because they
Okay.
were always entertaining.
Yes.
Always told a story. He always that was one of his things, just like it's been his thing. We're gonna tell a story and it's gonna make sense. We're not gonna get in there and do spot A, B, C, D, and then it makes no sense to lead to the finish. If it's not leading us toward the finish and leading us to where we can have 10 more matches based on what we just did, what are we doing?
See, that's the big thing that I don't understand about indie professional wrestling right now. Not a lot of there are a few, but every company should be able to book long term, man. Have one of those have at least a small group of guys, you know, a faction or something, you know, like Matt was saying a while ago, you know, do the NWO type storyline where they come in, they take over. People love that, man.
The King's been with HWA. We ran
the King's been with
the whole year.
HWA, right? We had the Unbookables when, you know, before that, when we were EWF. I mean, that you get that heel team that everybody just wants to hate, and then you bring those babies that keep chasing, man, and that is a fun time. But people don't want to do that anymore. There's so many one and done that
People are still worrying more about their spot than they are about the spot.
right.
And if I could teach anybody anything, and this is a sentence that I want every young guy out there that watches to listen to me. You don't have to go over to be over.
Oh God, what?
Yeah.
You
Not
don't have
only
to
are-
win all the time. That's a quick way of saying it. You don't have to win every single match.
Matt Burns seminar. Kids, I haven't seen this kid since this day. He was sitting up against the rope, and Matt Burns said, "Hey, anybody got any questions?" Kid raises his hand. He goes, "What's up, kid?" He said, How do you get over?" And he said, "Oh, no, huh?" He's
That
like,
was his first question. How do you
Yes.
go? Wow.
He's like, "With who? With the boys or with them? The people?"
Yeah.
He goes,
Right.
"You need to get over with the people."
Right.
Damn right.
Right. And that's another kind of lost art today too. And I hate to say that out loud, but it's true. You know, it's awesome to be, you know, friends with the guys in the back, but you got these people out here paying their hard-earned money, and
Now,
the economy's getting worse and worse. And $10, $15, $20 a ticket when you got a family of 4 or 5, that's a lot of money to spend.
Adds up.
It adds up. It sure does. Oh my goodness. PG, sir. PG. Just saying.
This Burns, you picking on me. Get over there and make me some dinner.
Misty said, "That's right, Dalton. Give us something to invest in. Make me want to come back next show to see what happens." That's exactly it, man. That's there's a very few companies that I watch that do that. There are some. I'm not going to say nobody does it, but
We try to have a cliffhanger almost every single time.
right.
Damn right. There might be a cliffhanger at the last one.
It might be a never-ending story.
Never say never. I get it. So Matt, what was the most embarrassing time? This will be one of the last questions. What was the most embarrassing times you ever had at a wrestling show? Like a wardrobe malfunction, or
I got way too many layers to have wardrobe malfunction. I've been fat since I was 10. But
Okay.
I honestly, one of the most embarrassing stories I have was I was working for a show and they brought in Jimmy Valiant.
Oh boy.
And Jimmy was supposed to hit me with a chair and I was supposed to bump for him. Well, Jimmy hit me like I owed him a couple $100. And he hit
He's
me
a stiff man. I've heard from a lot of people he's a very stiff man.
he hit me so hard that the backrest of the chair it flew off into the crowd. And I was wearing the chair like a necklace, and I did not bump because he knocked me. And this is hard to say because I know I'm not the smartest man, but I know what
Right.
love is. Anyway, he hit me so hard that I didn't bump. And when we got to the back, Jimmy's like, brother, I hit you. Why didn't you bump? And I was like, because I couldn't find the damn mat. He knocked me stupid. Yeah, I was close to it, but I wasn't there yet. I've had so many, like I'll give you another funny one. Me and Rage Davison had to work each other, and Rage pinned me during halfway through the match, and I had my arms kind of like this when he pinned me.
Right.
He kind of straddled my arms.
Right.
So when he went to pin me, I kind of did this right here. And when I kicked out, I oil checked him like straight in the butthole. And I didn't know that it would get the reaction that I got. So as I rolled over, Rage had went left and went and sat in the crowd because he was so embarrassed because I kind of got knuckle deep in that thing. So I got up ready to wrestle and realized that my opponent had went
So
and got
much for
the crowd.
PG.
Hey, it was PG. I didn't say nothing bad. I was
Okay,
kinda
go
like
ahead.
that right there. So
Okay.
he ran and got into the crowd, and he told my wife, who was saying, "He's like, I hate this man." But I've been embarrassed more
Oh
than
my goodness.
when you're.
You guys do a stint. You did it one week while I was up there watching HWA that I so love the blind blind ref thing where you get the ref's attention and Dalton will be over there doing the hand thing with the arm with his back turned, and you guys do that like 2 or 3 times, and then finally for some reason it gets reversed and you end up in Dalton's hand and he's doing it to you and not realizing it because he's got his back
Midnight
turned.
Express, fellas. Midnight Express taught me that spot.
Oh, it's so funny. I laughed so hard at that spot. I was like, oh my goodness.
Doing it right.
Yeah.
Wait, if you're right there,
Then why am I here?
Oh,
Yeah.
Tearing up your own partner. It
Old
was
school
great.
wrestling
Man. I
all
laughed
day.
so. So, what is the weirdest thing you ever pulled out of your gimmick bag, Matt? The weirdest thing.
What do you think, babe? The trunks?
PG.
Yeah, just remember
Trunks?
PG.
Or is it when I did the thong? No, you
Oh
weren't.
my
No, you weren't
goodness.
there when I did the thong.
Them trucks will never see the light of day again.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
Thong?
yeah, I did. Over a pair of tights, Scott. Over a pair of tights. I did.
Over a pair of tights. Okay. I
Brother,
got
my fat butt put on a thong, my body would engulf it.
you.
But
Okay.
anyway, so the quick version of this story, because I know we're running short on time, is
Okay.
me and Ray's made a joke to the crowd that if we had matching trunks, we would wear them.
Oh my gosh! And somebody pulled out 2 pairs of
Unfortunately,
pants. Right?
somebody in that locker room pulls out a matching set of trunks.
Not their size.
Not your
So, me and Ray's, not men to back down, put these trunks on. And we had about 100 to 100, about 125 people at this show, 125, maybe 150 pushing it.
110.
Yeah.
We go through the curtain going out to an old school Motorhead song, right? So we go through the crowd as the babyface. I have never heard 150 people go, yeah. Oh. Because me and Ray Davison walked out and wearing trunks and knee pads.
I
They
love
all
it.
said, yeah. Ooh.
Now you got to tell me. You got to before we leave one more story,
Yeah.
man, because I know you got some. I know
got
there's
one.
been some people who's tried to leave some things in that gimmick bag,
Yeah.
or do things to the gimmick bag, or switch out the gimmick bag. Tell us a
Mhm.
story about where somebody touched the gimmick bag and wasn't supposed to.
Okay. I can think of one that came to my mind. You've seen my cowboy boots, right? My Dusties.
Yep.
Okay. Those things are very, very dear to my heart. Because number one, they were the first pair of boots that I bought that my wife had approved.
Okay. Okay.
And then the guy who made them also made what's the girl with the big booty in WWE,
Bailey.
Who makes her
Hey,
boots.
I like Bailey.
Who makes her boots. So when she
Right.
puts in an order, your order gets pushed back.
Right, of course.
So I finally got them,
Okay.
and I was planning on wearing them one night.
Mhm.
Well, Ray Davidson thought it'd be funny to take those boots while I wasn't looking, and he put like water balloons in the toe of them. And I had to wear ankle braces to put those on because I didn't, I'm fat. So I got to
Right.
put on ankle braces when I wear those. So I put my ankle brace on, I slide my boot on, I go out to the ring, and he intentionally slams my foot into the canvas.
Which in
The water balloon
breaks the balloon, you got wet feet.
Yes. I worked for like 12 minutes walking around. All I could hear was
Oh,
It
I
was
love it.
horrible.
I love it.
that.
I was pissed.
I was horribly mad. That or the time that they put the hot mustard and lighter fluid in the back of my trunks, which for those of you who don't know, that is a concoction that if you mix it, it will, if you touch the tip of your finger, it'll feel like your finger's on fire. And I was a young guy in the business around 99, 2000 era. Somebody took a little bit and put it on the back of my tights. So when I put them on, it got into my
Mhm.
hole. So after a couple of bumps,
That's basically like having fire paper going off.
yeah, in my butthole.
Oh.
Yeah. So I remember
was-
that very vague. I
They lit
remember
his
that.
butt on fire.
They lit me on fire.
Now, last question, and I'm going to let you guys and your lovely wives go out and spend the rest of your evenings together. Do whatever you guys do, karate or
Yeah.
whatever. Where is the farthest, Matt, that you have ever traveled from home to wrestle?
Me, Venice Beach, California. Or no, Mexico City, whichever one's furthest.
Okay, so both of them were pretty good trips. Okay. So Venice Beach is the farthest you've been west, and is that the only
Mexico
other
City.
country you've been to outside of the U.S.?
No, I got to go to Germany.
Oh, you went to Germany. What part?
Yes. Munich.
Oh, wow. Okay. See, the U.S. Navy had to throw me a curveball. I learned German through high school. Did 2 years of German. Was pretty good when I got out of high school. And then they decided to send me to Panama. So my German didn't do too good in a Spanish-speaking country.
No.
So,
I've been up to Canada and out to California for some karate, but that's about it.
man. If you go to Canada, sir, if you ever get to go to Canada again, you got to go in the dungeon just one time, man.
I know.
I would love to.
Ooh, that'd be
You got to
fun.
get to the dungeon one time. That's like on my bucket list. I'm never gonna be able to do it.
Dungeon?
450 pounds, can't walk. But man, I would love to one time walk into
I
that
would
dungeon.
hope to go to the dungeon. I would create my own dungeon.
Right. There you go. All right, fellas. Well, I appreciate both y'all coming on. Matt, it's been a pleasure. So many things you have taught me throughout the years, and not only wrestling, but with e-feds and everything else. You taught me some things about how to call a match, and I'm going to use some of that when I do my 2K25 stuff. That's coming up soon.
You
So
got anything closing?
I might even make OVR for that with your guys' permission.
You have it.
Do
There
it.
you go, man. All right. All right.
You got anything?
Make sure you're there this Saturday night at HWA one more time for Matt Burns, and it's going to be a night to remember. I can tell you that.
As far as
Oh,
me,
come on. You're disappointing me, Dalton. Do it again. Come on. You know what I'm looking for. Come on, man. Come on. I'll give you a few seconds to think.
Come on out. Saturday night is going to be a fight. We're going to do it right. One more time for Matt Burns. And I don't rhyme all the time, but when I do, it's true. Bang! So what you going to do?
All right. There you go, man. All
far as
right,
me-
Matt.
hey,
Last piece of advice for the young ones coming into wrestling, man.
first
Give it
of
to them
all,
before you
I
go.
want to thank everybody that has been a part of my ride since 98. This has been a big part of my life, man, and it's been for years. It was the only part. I thank everybody who's been a part of my journey. I love you all, even though if I had heat with you, I love you.
Right.
And
We've had heat a few times, but we've worked it out, man.
yeah, we did, Scott.
right.
We did. But,
That's
you know,
right.
I have thought the world of you, and so many times I never even told you.
Well, I appreciate that, brother. Same thing here. I've always respected you. I've never, sometimes I don't agree with you, but I've always respected you, brother. I say that.
And, you know, it's going to be really, really tough for me to lace up my boots on the 8th, knowing that it's my last time. But I know-
Are you going to set the boots? Are you going to set the boots in the ring? Or are you
If
going
I-
to say
hey,
never,
hey.
never say never?
I know I'm going to honor the business.
Okay.
Because this business was here long before me, it'll be long before after me. You got guys like Luke Fury and Caleb Crocker tearing the scene up, and they deserve the spotlight. And I want to thank Dalton for giving me one last role, but it's my time.
There
And
you go.
I appreciate every single person, from the guys that I can't remember their name to, you know, I'm going to give a special shout out to my wife, Heather. She
Right.
supported me when nobody else was around, and Dalton and his wife Ashley, they gave me strength when I didn't have it.
There
But
you go.
it's time to focus on more important things and give the spotlight to those who need it. As far as last advice to anybody listening to me that cares what my old butt has to say, this business will always evolve. And if you're not ready to evolve with it, you're not going to get anywhere. Listen to the people who paved the way before you, and listen to the ones who are willing to teach you. One last question. What does OVR stand for? At the end of the day, it is over, baby.
I stand for the national anthem,
Damn right.
and I kneel for Jesus.
Neil,
There you go. There you go. I love that. That's a great way to end it, guys. Again, I appreciate you guys coming on. I would say I'd have you back, but as soon as I get you guys off here, I'm going to say my last goodbyes.
man. Thank you for giving
Thank
us
you.
all the input from all the other independents. You were the lifeline for the independent wrestling scene, whether you knew it or not. We thank
man.
you
I
for your
appreciate that.
time.
I truly do appreciate that, brother. Coming from you, like I said, all the respect in the world, man. That I don't want to cry. I promised myself I
I'm
wasn't
not gonna. I may cry Saturday night. I may
Right.
cry.
Well, I'm going to. You know that. I cried when Big Country did his last, and you two are, you know, just as I got just as much respect.
I'm being
for you
attacked.
two.
You deserve it.
But let's get a win. Let's get a win on the way out the door, guys. Okay?
Yes,
Just
sir. You know we're going to.
without a doubt.
What you gonna do, HWA? What you gonna do when the team that's never babies, never heals, runs wild on you, baby?
There you go. All right. Without a doubt, man, that was Matt Burns and Dalton Riggs. Matt Burns, this Saturday, I'm going to put the poster and all that up here. This Saturday at HWA, March the 8th. Doors open at 6 o'clock, even though the poster says 6:30. There's going to be first match at 7:45. And this whole night begins. There's going to be a ton of raffles and things like that. All proceeds, concessions, tickets, all the proceeds goes to Killian Tom's. This baby is having some medical issues. The family, you know, the dad had to stop working to, you know, take care of the baby and stuff like that. So they need our help. And guys, come on out and help this family. The HWA family, help these guys out. My family's definitely going to try our hardest to get there. I'm going to go through the matches real quick. Heath James versus Primetime Dugas. You don't want to miss that. Jamie Lee versus Chase Lovelace. We got Fafo versus Squeaks the Clown. Kid Chaos versus Vinny Valentine. We've got War Dogs versus Striker and Youngblood. You don't want to miss that one. And, of course, we've been talking with OVR. They will be going up in their last tag team match ever against the Usual Suspects. So there you have it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try to do this without crying. If I do, I do apologize. But number 526 is the last one, guys. This is it for #Truth. As soon as I click off the air here, I am totally erasing StreamYard, all my drives, everything that has to do with the show. It's gone. My wife and my family put some money together to turn me in another direction that I think I'm going to have a lot more fun with. The reason why I'm getting out is I'm getting old. My body's shutting down. And I'm just going to be honest. I'm getting too close to a lot of wrestlers in this area and all that. And there's a lot of drama going on. And I don't like the drama. I've got enough drama with my health and things going on in my family. And everybody's got the same drama in their lives. But when you compound it with caring about a lot of people that's in the wrestling business, and it's like continually watching family fight. You know what I mean? No matter if you pick a side or not, you still don't want to watch it. You'll watch it for a little while. You'll get involved with it for a little while, and then you just gotta okay, we're gonna let you go and do your thing. Well, that's about where I'm at right now. I'm gonna turn 54 in April. I love everybody. Brandon said it's okay to cry. I appreciate that. Mary said we will miss you. I truly appreciate that. Robert too. Thank you guys for all coming on here, man. Hashtag Truth has been a godsend for me. I'm still going to try to make it to some wrestling shows. There's still some shows I haven't made it to yet that I'd like to go to. I'm not giving up wrestling for good. I'm just no longer doing the hashtag Truth. I'm going to go over and dabble with YouTube alone and do some 2K25 wrestling. I'm going to make my own little company over there. Make all my friends characters. If you want a character, let me know. I'll make it for you and put it in the game. If you want to go and subscribe to the channel on YouTube and watch me call these matches with all these great superstars that we're making up. I'm doing this from an indie wrestling point of view. I'm going to be the owner promoter and commentator for the show. It's going to start off in a high school gym. And as more people watch and as more people get involved in the show and I fill up the card with a bunch of people, the show is going to get bigger and better with lights and, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a big storyline. I'm going to make it a storyline. It's not just things are going to change or people are just going to come in for no reason. There's going to be a story behind it because I love telling stories, man. If you want to subscribe to that channel, it is in the search bar in YouTube. This is the only way you're going to find it because if you put Chesney Championship Wrestling, you're going to get the high school wrestling and you're going to have to go through 3 hours of finding it. Put the @ sign like you do on the internet, or put @ Chesney Championship Wrestling, all one word with the @ sign in front of it, and hit enter. And the first thing that'll pop up is a round emblem with CCW on it. That's me. I think I got 4 people right now. Last time I checked. I'll do a quick check right now just to see how many people I've got on there. I know it's not a lot because I just started it. I've got 6 people. Hey, I got 2 people in the last hour. So if you want to go over there and check that out, as soon as 2K comes in 4 days, I'm going to start making all these characters. I'm going to make the belts. I'm going to make the arena. Give me a week, maybe 2. And then we're going to start this thing. We're going to go live and we're going to have a great time. Like I said, if you own the game and you want a character, one of your created characters in my league, send it to me or let me know what you want in a DM and I'll make it for you. I'll send you pictures and we can work together to make your character the way you want it. And we're going to have a good time. And that's where I'm going to go. And I might do some gaming over there too. Other games on the PS5, and it just depends. I want to take a break from wrestling for a while, and this is something that's going to make me very happy. Plus, I'm going to have to take some time off because I'm going to have spinal surgery pretty soon. My bottom 3 vertebrae have basically nothing in between them, and it's painful. It's painful for me to sit here. I'm going to have help getting out of this chair. I'm not even kidding. But I appreciate the 6 years that you guys, I know I've had some really great fans out there. I know the Childers family watches this every time on their big screen at home. I know Brandon Ledford watches it. Robert Brown's been coming around. my West Coast connection, Sean's been with me since the beginning. So many other people that I've watched. HWA has been a big contributor to #Truth and helping me out and giving me wrestlers, along with a lot of other companies, NAWA, Wrestling Evolution, EPW, all kinds of companies out there that I've worked with, all kinds of wrestlers. I've had a good time. It's time to stop. It really is. There's so many great podcasts out there. Go watch WrestleCast podcast with Cowboy Bob. Go watch The Bottom Line with Luke Childers. Go watch The Wrestling Wire with, The Wrestling Wire. Go watch, there's so many shows out there, guys, that it is just amazing. Chris, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Everybody who's given me love throughout the years, who's helped me out. Big thank you to Michael. Your last name. Thank you for all your, calling me and talking to me. Thank you for all the people who've taught me wrestling throughout the years and have corrected me when I did my rants and I was wrong. It was all just a fun time. Missy said, we'll definitely miss you, but we are blessed to be your friends so we can come see you in person. Yes, ma'am, you always can. My door's always open. Brandon Ledford, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Barry Lee, thank you, man. I appreciate it. This is the grandpa of the little baby that the HWA show is all about. So, guys, show up to this show. I can never show this enough time. Go out there, March the 8th to HWA, even if I don't make it, 217 Gilkey School Road in Rutherford. The doors open at 6 o'clock. Everything's going to start at 6:45. All proceeds go to the family of this baby who's having a really hard time starting out its life. The dad had to stop working to, be there to support the baby. So let's come out and support this family. Let's show them what wrestling can do, guys. Without a doubt, I definitely want to be there. I'm going to try my hardest to be there. Oh man, I'm losing it. I'll miss it. Yes, Brandon, I appreciate that. Lazarus said, had a blast talking my Mud Show Wrestling with you. Love you, brother. Man, I'm telling you, Lazarus, you taught me so much about death matches that I actually it's no longer 95% 5%. It's more closer to 45-55. So I'm watching the deathmatch stuff too, and I'm getting very entertained now that I know the secrets that you told me and what to look for and all that stuff. I thank you, Lazarus, for teaching me that. It's one of the things, man. Everybody that's come on my show and had a good time, anybody who's ever come on more than once, and there's a bunch of you. Big Country was my first ever interview. He just retired a little while back. I got to do his last podcast. I got to be there for his last show. It's just amazing, guys. Wrestling has given me so much. Yes, the high society loves me. Yes. I'll never live that down. I know, Black society, but I miss you guys being a tag team. I ain't gonna lie, but I understand why you're not. Like Day told Ric Flair at WrestleMania 25, you still got it. I appreciate it, man. I still got some gas in the tank, but I want to do other things now, and I'm sad, but then again, I'm not, because I'm already looking forward to doing this 2K25 thing, and I'm really excited. I've even got people in my family. My dad's going to be doing a character. My daughter's going to be doing a character on there. Of course, the Brain's going to be on there. A lot of the people that do the E-Feds with me are going to have a character on there. Luke Childers, who's on here, is going to have a character. We already talked about it. So I'm just going to have a good time calling the matches. My name on there is going to be Scooter Magoo, owner and promoter of Chesney Championship Wrestling. And I know it's a horrible name, guys. I get it. But in the storyline, if it evolves the way I want it to, the name will change, and so will the venues as it gets bigger. So, but we got to tell the story first, okay? My family will be praying for you and hope everything goes well. Thank you very much, Mary. I appreciate you. You've been around for a while too, and I thank you every time you come on. I'm going to miss Missy being my partner in crime and asking better questions than me. I learned a lot from Missy. My dad is another one. He's telling me to take a breath. It's hard. I appreciate it, guys. I really do. And there it went. But thank you, guys. I'm going to end it this way. It's been a blast. I'll never forget you. And that is the hashtag truth.
Hashtag Truth Podcast. Hashtag Truth. Speaking truth. Yeah,